Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, you are here live on the Merlin Iman special comedy news on the vote. Don't boo, vote. This is our special review on the election. Like I said, follow, like, invite, comment, get involved and interactive. And as we all do, tweet this, show your likes, share, put your likes up, check the like. It takes you 2 seconds to do so. Check the like. This is on the election. Get the people, enlighten your people. This is a very important time right now. We need to be enlightened. We have Hillary and Clinton and Donald Trump. The end is near, regardless of how you look at it. Either we're going to break through on the economy, because when Bill was in the office, if you guys remember, in the 80s, man, I was living good. I was buying flashy cars. I was shopping like crazy. Macy's knew my name, my picture. As soon as I walked through the door, they knew my face, because the money, the economy was so balanced. I had a good time when Bill Clinton was in office. I was able to go out. I was able to do all the things I didn't think I could do possible. Once I started making a little money, my money went a long way. When I traveled out of the country, I was able there. The dollar was so valuable. Listen, when Hillary gets in office, Bill Clinton will be back in office. Even though it'll be record-breaking election, especially with Donald Trump and his crazy tweeting, and also Hillary being the first lady and Bill Clinton being the first man. Both of them in office, trust me, the economy will be back, be balanced out. We don't have to worry about this global warming, because as you can see, the Democratic Party is working hard on this natural energy source. All right. Of course, they're going to puzzle your mind. You know, the oil companies, they own these elections, these politicians. Of course, they're going to polish the situation up with Donald Trump. There's a man that gets up that can't even deliver a speech. Come on, from President Obama to Donald Trump. How do you feel that's possible? Come on, wake up. Then I caught a surprise to update today on the news that Ice Cube, the Ice Cube, is a Republican voting for Trump. Come on, Cube. Man, you made a movie, Barbershop. The Republicans was trying to shut down your barbershop in the movie. But now you're going to vote Republican, and then all of a sudden your house and everything. Oh, Donald Trump is going to put $100 billion into the black community and the Hispanic community. Yeah, and right after he put that $100 billion into your community, he's going to be moving your ass out. Believe me, I lived in New York, Manhattan. I've seen it happen. Not only was he able to do it to a city, but now Ice Cube, you talking about you want him to be elected? Not only will he be able to just do it to a city, he can do it to a whole country. Trust me, man, y'all better wake up. Hopefully, after this comedy show, it's a lot of jokes, but a lot of true facts will wake you up and show you and make a decision to help you on who to vote for. All right. Now, like I said, share. Tweet. This is very important. Enlighten some people. Tweet. Share. Show your like check marks. Share. Show the likes. Come on. This is a hot video. It's going to be funny. You're going to enjoy it. Sit back and relax. Become a big part of the show. If later on in my next episodes, if you would like me to use some of your pics and videos to make clips out of them, don't hesitate. Send your images to Merlin, usemyimage@gmail.com. That's Merlin, usemyimage@gmail.com. And also do a very important thing. Donate. I don't care if it's $1, 50 cents, whatever. You can watch my show for free. YouTube is a free environment. But, hey, if you don't like donating, pass and share, because the more hits I get, the more it rises for me on YouTube. So, hey, look, this is what it is. New Brunswick, check me out. New York, check me out. Charlotte, check me out. California, check me out. Atlanta, check me out. Brazil, Australia, Argentina, Buenos Aires, all of y'all. If you have to translate it, hey, put your iPhone to the speaker and let it translate for you. Anyway, let's not hesitate. Let's get into the news. Okay, in my first cover story, we have here, just then, Donald Trump campaign has suspended his Twitter, assuming he would respond to his newfound name, Fuckface Von Clown Stick. That is the name that's circulating for Donald Trump. Fuckface Von Clown Stick. Come on, y'all. Look, if Donald Trump has to get his Twitter stopped, they have the campaign party have to shut down his Twitter account. Whoo, it's got to be a problem. Let Obama tell you better.
Heard that this was just announced. I just read it, so I can't confirm it's true, but apparently his campaign has taken away his Twitter. In the last 2 days, they had so little confidence in his self-control, they said, we're just going to take away Your Twitter. Now, if somebody can't handle a Twitter account, they can't handle the nuclear code. If somebody starts tweeting at 3 in the morning because SNL made fun of you,
that makes me smart.
That makes me smart. That makes me smart.
I mean, do you pick someone who's under federal investigation for using a private email server? Or do you pick someone who called Mexicans rapists, claimed the president was born in Kenya, proposed banning an entire religion from entering the U.S., mocked a disabled reporter, said John McCain wasn't a war hero because he was captured, attacked the parents of a fallen soldier, bragged about committing sexual assault, was accused of 12 women of committing sexual assault, said some of those women weren't attractive enough for him to sexually assault, said more countries should get nuked, said he would be forced in the military to commit war crimes, said a judge was biased because his parents were Mexicans, said women should be punished for having abortions, incited violence at his rallies, called global warming a hoax perpetrated by the Chinese, called for his opponent to be jailed, declared bankruptcy 6 times, bragged about not paying income taxes, stiffed his contractors and employees, lost $1 billion in 1 year, scammed customers at his fake university, bought a 6-foot-tall painting of himself with money from his fake foundation, has a trial for fraud coming up in November, insulted an opponent's looks, insulted an opponent's wife's looks, and bragged about grabbing women by the... How do you choose? It's so even.
Then you can't handle the nuclear codes.
Now, people, did you hear that? Did you hear that? The Chinese claim that global warming is a hoax. Wake up. Oil company investment. Trust me. Natural energy is the way. Hillary, the Democrats are trying to show you the way. Donald Trump, he's behind the corporate adventure. Believe me, if you don't think so, you better pay attention. They're trying to blame it on Hillary, but no, Hillary's trying to make the economy better. Like I told you, Bill was in office. It was the best. Hillary will be there. He will be back, and the economy will be balanced. Let's get on to the next video. In my next video here, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to start the election with this very romantic dance by Donald Trump and Hillary Clinton singing the song of their time during their campaign, how they had the time of their life. Let's go to the video.
At the time of my life, though I never felt like this before. Yes, I swear it's a truth, and I owe it all to you. 'Cause I had the time of my life, and I owe it all to you. I've been waiting for so long, now I finally found someone to stand by me. Saw the writing on the wall, as we felt this magical fantasy. Now with passion in our eyes, there's no way we could disguise secretly. So we take each other's hand, cause we seem to understand the urgency. I guess we
Man, they had me going, boy. I was getting a little romantic here, boy. Woo! Let me tell you, but during that interview, they honestly were saying to themselves, the song I would have chose for them was, "There's a thin line between love and hate. There's a thin line." Don't let me get carried away. Let's get back to the news. And our next video here, this clip is to let you know how can you be a president if you can't even deliver a presidential speech? We went through that with Bush. Now we're going to repeat ourselves and go through it with Donald Trump. Really? When you can't even deliver a roast joke properly, what can you do, man? If comedians did that and we wrote our own jokes and we tried to read it out and try to perform it by reading and we couldn't, we'd be fired. We'd be kicked off the stage. Get your ass out of here. Well, anyway, let's take it to the video. I don't want to take up too much of your time. Pay attention.
Somehow, he completely lost the room.
Hillary is so corrupt. She got kicked off the Watergate Commission. Here she is tonight in public pretending not to hate Catholics. Everyone knows, of course, Hillary's belief that it takes a village, which only makes sense, after all, in places like Haiti, where she's taken a number of them.
How are you blowing this? It's a charity roast. In fact, just watch the face of the man sitting next to him after that first joke. It says something about how horrified Trump's speech was. But his expression is that of someone who just realised, my God, I've been shot. I've been shot. And the crazy thing is, of all the negative things you could, should, and are morally obligated to say about Trump, being unentertaining is not one of them. He's a born showman, and that room couldn't have given him more of a home field advantage. This wasn't a town hall or a debate. It was a $3,000 a plate fundraising gala at a moth-eaten Manhattan hotel organised by the Catholic Church, a real estate-owning, male-dominated, sex scandal-plagued organisation with whom Trump obviously shares a uniquely unqualified interior decorator. I mean, just look at the audience there. White bow ties. They are dressed like they're about to play a game of steerage darts on board the Titanic. Terribly high-stakes steerage darts. If you're not careful, you could lose a dart. But perhaps there is no better index of just how badly he did than this.
People were really cringing, I think, a lot of times with Donald Trump. I was sitting next to Henry Kissinger, and he said, "This is not good. This is not good."
It's true. Henry Kissinger thought Trump bombed horrifically. And Henry Kissinger is pretty much the world's leading authority on horrific bombings. And yet, despite the audible boos he heard during his speech, Trump somehow did not seem to be aware of how badly he was doing.
Hillary believes that it's vital to deceive the people by having one public policy and a totally different policy in private. That's okay. I don't know who they're angry at, Hillary. You're right.
It's you. They're angry at you, and I'll tell you why. Because you are treating a benefit for needy children like open mic night at Rascal McBigot's, Long Island's fourth best alt-right comedy club. But perhaps the reason that Trump did so poorly is that the Al Smith dinner is supposed to involve a healthy share of self-deprecation, and he's almost pathologically unable to acknowledge any flaw or fault. In fact, there was one revealing moment in Wednesday's debate when Hillary Clinton hit something of a nerve.
There was even a time when he didn't get an Emmy for his TV program 3 years in a row, and he started tweeting that the Emmys were rigged again.
Should have gotten it.
Of course! Of course! Of course he wants an Emmy. It's a woman, it's gold, and it's proportionate to his tiny hands. It's basically Trump's ideal mate. And here's the problem. Here's the problem here. It increasingly seems like if Donald Trump loses, we are not going to get the concession speech that the country badly needs, because he is medically incapable of accepting that he is a loser. So we need to find a way for him to give a concession speech while he's still able to claim that he won something. And I think I might have the answer here, because I have a proposition for Donald Trump. Let's bet on the outcome of this election. I will take the side that you win. You take the side that you lose. That way, if you lose, you still win. And as for the stakes of the bet, I have something I know that you want. She's so small. She's so shiny. You don't even have to take her furniture shopping. Take the bet, Donald. Take the fucking bet. And now, this.
People, do you pay attention? Now, Trump get up there, and he's booing at a dinner that's all about jokes. And I'm quite sure he wrote them. Come on, man. And he giving you that autistic response. When he's trying to read, what the hell is this? It's like he's leading an orchestra. Let's move on to the next video. As we see here, Obama obviously had a very good anger management course prior to becoming the president. Donald Trump would have to take his Secret Service agents to pull someone out of the audience and escort them out and accuse them for an assassination attempt. Check out how Obama handles this.
And then they're mad at me for trying to do some things to make the immigration system work better. So it doesn't make sense. So I'm sorry, what are you yelling about now? Sit down, guys. I'm almost done. Come on, sit down. I'll talk to you afterwards. I promise. All right, I'll bring it back. I'm wrapping things up here. I understand. So see, everybody's gonna start. I'm on your side, man. Sit down, guys. We'll talk about it later. I promise. All right. So look, here's what we could do. We could do so much more. Now, you don't have to escort them out. They'll sit down. I promise I'll talk to you afterwards. We could do so much more if Republicans in Congress would focus less on stacking the deck for those on the top and focus more on creating opportunity for everybody. And I want to work with them. I don't expect them to agree with me on everything, but at least agree with me on the things that you used to say you were for before I was formed.
Now that's how a real president handles things. Take the time one-on-one to discuss problems that people like us are experiencing. Donald Trump is not trying to hear that. Come on, people, wake up. Come on now, let's get it together. To the next video. Here, Obama has patience as a president, but here, I'm going to take you through an interview with the great man. He's a very funny comedian, and I'm sure all of y'all will be familiar with him. But before we go there, when Obama approaches people, as you will see in this video, when they're yelling, he knows how to approach the audience. He knows how to handle a heckler. All right, Obama could have been a professional comedian because his heckling skills is on point. But he will not have you escorted out. He will give you an option to sit down after you speak your piece the way a president should. Let's check out the video.
Okay, I've heard you. Okay. I understand. Listen, hold on, young lady, don't just start yelling, young ladies. Hey, sir, why don't why don't you sit down too? Listen. Here, can I just say this? All right, I've listened to you. I heard you. All right. Now I've been respectful. I let you holler. All right. So let me. Nobody's removing you. I've heard you, but you've got to listen to me too.
Now, as you see, this is the way a president handles things. Now, we're getting ready to get down to the nitty gritty. All right, all y'all buckle up your seatbelts because the news on Trump is about to hit the fan. All right, let's get ready. All right, now I present to you our next video. This is when an icon, Jon Stewart, responds to Donald Trump obnoxious tweets. Let's go to the video.
A little something I've entitled, "The Day I Woke Up to Find Out Somebody Was Tweeting Weird Shit About Me." Okay. So on April 24th, 2013, at 11 a.m., someone comes into my office and says, "Donald Trump just tweeted, 'I promise you I'm much smarter than Jonathan Leibowitz. I mean Jon Stewart, who, by the way, is totally overrated.'" Now I'm going to say something to you. This is real. And I don't necessarily disagree with it. So I said, as you might say to yourself, what the fuck is that about? So we're not quite sure. We can't quite figure it out. So a couple of days later, he tweets, as I've said many times before, Jon Stewart is highly overrated. Then, I swear this is true. He tweets again, if Jon Stewart is so above it all and legit, why did he change his name from Jonathan Leibowitz? He should be proud of his heritage. Yeah, that guy wants to be president. Okay, hold on, let me keep going. Then he tweeted, Jon Stewart is a total phony. He should cherish his past, not run from it. Okay. So I start to think to myself like, oh, I think this guy's trying to let people know I'm a Jew. And I think to myself like, doesn't my face do that? Honestly, like, where have you seen this face other than a poster for Yentl? Like, what? In what world are people like, Stewart, that's a Scottish name, but there's something about that fella that looks a little schmeary. It would be funny if it wasn't so toxically fucking crude and horrible, but... So I decide to tweet back at him. Many people don't know this, but Donald Trump's real name is Fuckface Von Clownstick. I wish you would embrace the Von Clownstick heritage. So he... You remember, by the way, Lincoln used to get into this shit all the time. I swear to God, this is true. The man who will more than likely, given the FBI's preference, be our next president, then tweeted, amazing how the haters and losers keep tweeting the name Fuckface Von Clownstick. Like they are so original and like no one else is doing. What happened is it turned out a lot of people on Twitter picked up on the name Fuckface Von Clownstick and started tweeting at him. Then he tweets, what's funny about the name Fuckface Von Clownstick? It was not coined by Jon Leibowitz. He stole it from a moron on Twitter. So I tweet back, we seem to have hit a Fuckface Von Nerve Stick. Silence. Radio silence. 4 days later, I shit you not, perhaps the next president of the greatest country in the world at 1:30 in the morning tweeted, little Jon Stewart is a pussy. And would be hopeless in a debate with me. Vote wisely this November. It's always an honor to be here with you guys. It's always a pleasure.
Now, how many presidential candidates that we know in history during this campaign gets in a Twitter war with a stand-up comedian? How many have we known at 1:30 in the morning? Come on, people. Wake up. Now I have a special guest for you. Today, we brought in a special comedian guest, and it's going to be a great show. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome Jon Stewart to our show today. Hello, Jon Stewart. How you doing? Jon Stewart, how do you feel about the election?
Really? mean, the media is, as usual, focused on the wrong things and abdicating responsibility for the general filtration of toxicity. You have.
Well, Jon Stewart, if I could put someone else's head on Trump's body, who would it be? I mean, honestly, I need you to tell me that. Who would it be, Jon Stewart?
You know, if you took Sarah Palin's head and jammed it onto Donald Trump's body, would it make any more sense? Probably not.
Well, wouldn't that look kind of weird to people, Jon Stewart, if he did that?
Oh, that it would look any weirder.
Well, Donald Trump is making a big deal about people crossing the border. And he's stating that all the Mexicans that's crossing the border, they're either murderers, rapers, killers, child molesters. What's his reason for doing that?
You are run by a tyrant. He is going to take away your rights. We are falling. There are rapists and murderers at the border coming to kill you. If that's what you've been fed and that's what you're buying into.
Well, Jon Stewart, I'm not buying into it. But I just don't understand one thing. But how can you tell someone bullshit about people who never paid, a person that never pays his taxes? And honestly, what do you think about him? I mean, as a presidential candidate, you know what I mean? What do you think about that, Jon Stewart?
And be told, look, I don't even know that Donald Trump is eligible to be president. And that's not a birther thing. I don't know. Look, I'm not a constitutional scholar, so I can't necessarily say. But are you eligible to run if you are a man baby or a baby man? See, I don't know what look. I don't know. And again, I'm not here to be politically incorrect. If they're referred to as man baby Americans, but he is a man baby.
Well, people are recruiting into nativism, and a country that's not even yours. If anyone should be complaining about, this country and their land, it should be my ancestors, the American Indians. Jon Stewart comments on Donald Trump being better known as the man baby. Well, hopefully after this election, Trump will go from the man baby to the man puns for men that act like little bitches. While they at it, why don't they just wrap them puns with a pay your tax bill, Donald Trump? Wesley Snipes went to jail for not paying his taxes. Trump, you should have been the man that's going to jail for not paying taxes. First of all, you write off $900 million in taxes. You could have used that money to help Obamacare that you was complaining about. Develop the education or the Board of Education that you're complaining about. Develop the housing community in the African American as well as Hispanic neighborhoods. $900 million would have helped out a lot. In my next video, we brought another star in today. We have Bill Maher. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Bill Maher. Give it up for Bill Maher. Bill Maher, I have a few questions for you, Bill Maher. What do you think about Donald Trump, Bill Maher? What do you think about him?
But can we just get to what he says? Because a lot of the reason why people are angry is because he lies horribly, like they all do at the debates. Nobody checks them on it. There's that old saying, dance like no one's watching. He lies like no one is fact checking. And no one does.
I agree with you. All right, Bill Maher. Why do you think Trump is lying about, the employment or the unemployment and also about our military? Why do you think that's the case? Why do you honestly think that's the case, Bill Maher?
All jobs are gone. We added 6 million the last